Good morning, it's Tony Hayes from Paranormal Investigation UK. Today's date is the 21st of April 2022 and we're back on to the Chester case. Since the beginning of January of this year, there's little doubt that the activity that was being experienced there has beginning to flatline. Although I have done a number of reviews on the building since that time. So if we look at February, 5th of February, it's a bit of a light anomaly, difficult to count. Around about that time as well, there come the decision to the empty room, which is this one, is to half it. So one of this part of the room is now being tenanted out, and that leaves this area here, which normally we deal with one big empty room. So we've got a partition wall running across. We've got some additional windows as well, and that's boarded across, and there's a separate exit and entry stairs that have been fitted because the building's on the first floor. Sorry, the room's on the first floor. Now, as of 21st of April, I now know that the owner of the business owner of what I call that's the new layout of the room. Have I got no, I haven't got one on here. But the main office, as we call it, is moving out of that main office, and he's decided to rent this area out. So he's having some work done, in particular a dividing wall across there. I have got a video of this, of the walk round, which I'll share with you on a future movie. So we've gone from the main office and the meeting room, which is predominantly where a lot of the phenomena was, and the completely empty room, to the empty room now, the main office now becoming empty very shortly, and the empty room becoming divided up and two businesses being established there. There is always a question, is when that occurs, will we then suddenly see an increase in spontaneous phenomena? Like I say, of today's date of 24th of April, the answer to that appears to be yes. It's all kicked off again. So what we have seen at the beginning of this year is a general flatlining. Bits of stuff really, nothing really that jumps out is, yeah, that's definitely a thing, because this document, I'm on page 12. We started on the 22nd of January, and I'm only on page 12, and we're now on the 21st of April, so there's not much at all that's been going on. A couple of light anomalies, some experiments have been tried, a few unusual noises. We had a bit of a weird blink on light, which is a bit strange. They were in the main office. So that's the position that we're in. So the last review I actually did was on the 19th of March, which is over 4 weeks ago. And that was just reference to a series of triggers with the camera, and what I spotted is that there's a crack sound on all of them, and then the audio disappeared. So obviously we'll put that down to a camera fault. I have got a review on that one on the YouTube. So this one stated the 27th of March. This is movie 4:30 at 4:15 in the morning. Now, there's quite a big debate on this, because I couldn't really discover what triggered the camera. Okay, let me just fire that up. I'll just make sure everything is in fact turned up to maximum. I am using an amplified set of headphones for this review, so just bear that one in mind if you find that you're struggling to hear it. It's always a good idea if you take a big interest in audio and within the paranormal investigation field, then you're far better using headphones and isolating yourself away from the environment. You tend to not miss anything. Plus, I've got the advantage of using amplifiers. Okay, this camera will trigger at 2 seconds or whatever it is that's caused the alert. So it's at 2 seconds that the alert is. What it does, these either visual or an audible sound triggers the camera. It will save that section 2 seconds before, 58 seconds later, 60 seconds in total. So whatever triggers is always at 2 seconds. So let's play that first section. And there's nothing there. We've probably dealt with over 1,000 CCTV movies, and that has never happened before. Oh, is it 2 seconds? We know what's caused the issue, either a visual, such as light anomaly, insect, that type of thing, or an audible bang, and so on. But there's nothing there. And this is what caused the confusion when we debated this when it came in at the time. I did have a quick look at it and did some experiments. This is the audio when I had actually cleaned it up. Just be ready, it might be loud. If you hear in the background there's a ticking sound, I've amplified it that much that I can actually hear a ticking clock. But nothing that can account for the camera to trigger the CCTV. There seems to be a little bit of latency. This is the actual audio, and the top bit is the visual, the video of the movie. The bottom bit is the audio from it. It's around about 59 seconds. It's about a second short of audio, often referred to as latency. The camera's trying to record live in a live feed, plus save it, and sometimes it can be a little bit too much work for it, and the audio is always the last one to lag behind. And we've seen these over recent, when I first took up the case, some were about 2 and 2.5 seconds behind. They've got better because the owner's saying that periodically the cameras update on their own. So there's nothing really wrong with this camera. The ticking clock won't account for the trigger of the CCTV. It's just simply not loud enough. So I really don't know what caused it. This is a debate with the owner, Jenske, trying to see if we can understand what it was. And I don't know. And I'm beginning to wonder if it is something visual, because the audible thing is certainly not there. There's nothing in the stream at all. So what is it? There is a change in picture there. It does change. It's almost as if we go back to the beginning and stop it quickly. If you look at the ceiling area, that's quite clear. There's no real matrixing that's taking place, but at 2 seconds it does change. There, a little bit of movement, and again there. Well, it doesn't really matter what happens later. You know, a big spirit could jump in, hurtling over the desk. It wouldn't matter, because once the camera triggers at 2 seconds, it's going to record 58 seconds after, irrespective of what happens. So the rest of it is accidental capture. And if I press that again, so yeah, 2 seconds there is movement. I think what I'll do, I'm glad I've actually returned to this, because I looked at it at the time. I really, to be honest with you, because I looked at it and couldn't see anything. I concentrated on the audio, because there must be something in there, and I drew a blank. There's nothing in there. So it is a visual thing. So what I've done, I've actually opened this up in Windows Movie Maker, just give it a chance to configure. And we're just going to take that first section, of that first 2 seconds. Right. Split it. I'll get rid of that. Really difficult. It's so small. The reason why I'm interested in this type of thing is if we generally accept there is such a thing as an afterlife, ghosts, spirits, poltergeists, and so on, then there has to be an energy involved. This building itself has experienced literally thousands of unexplained raps, knocks and bangs and thuds. Nothing is ever found, you just experience the sound. Movement of objects is another one we've had, and some of them have been quite heavy, have been moved. We're going to be dealing with one of them shortly. In the empty office is being refurbished. So there has to be an energy involved, but you never see the object moving. What you see is, you see, sorry, you do see, a couple of them, we have seen the object moving. You don't see what it was that moved it. So if an energy mass was to pass in front of the camera, would it be completely invisible? That's open to question. Let's put that on maximum. So this one will 15, so it's 17 seconds. Hang on, it jumps there, doesn't it? It does, it jumps. That's why the camera goes funny. Yeah. If you look at the bottom right, and we just stop that there, put on maximum, the time of 17, watch what happens. It goes 17, then it jumps from 19 to 22. So the camera just did glitch. Right, okay, that changes matters slightly. We got there in the end. That's what caused that matrixing, because the camera froze for a couple of seconds. It doesn't explain why it did, because we've certainly not had any, we've never had one like this before, where we've not captured something. What you can see at 2 seconds is the matrixing of the camera changes at 2 seconds. You can actually see it very clearly. It does change, but the matrixing is caused not by something going past the camera lens. It's been caused by the camera freezing for a couple of seconds. There, 18 to 20, sort of glitches. Let's see if we can get it so you can see this. There. Okay. So what we can say is it's not audible. I found that out before. I've no need to revisit that. There is a matrixing change within the movie itself. I presumed it's some sort of energy that was going across it. That wasn't the fact. When I looked at the clock, it just freezes for a second, then goes forward. That is what's triggered the camera. I don't know what would have caused that. It's not been like an electrical issue, because it would have affected other parts of the camera network, and that's not happened. It's only just single camera, and there's nothing visual to be seen. So is it paranormal or is it rational? It's one of them. It simply is. It's unexplained. I don't have an answer why that camera froze for a second or so, and which triggered the CCTV camera alert. We know it happened. We noted it down. If it happens again, there may be something in it, but that's an impossible one to take any further. Our job is to investigate the capture separate to everything else on its own, and see if we can discover what happened here. And what we can say is, yeah, the camera blipped, it froze for a second or so before catching up, and that's what's triggered the alert. So a little bit different, but I'll write up accordingly, because the job is, not everything has a positive outcome paranormal wise. We're often used to dealing with some things that have got a rational explanation or have got no explanation at all. And for that one, I'm just going to note it down as explained. Okay, right, so speak to you soon. Bye.